My grandpa just pulled up. Hopefully today, if everything goes right, I'll be the owner of a 67 Mustang, which I wanted for a long time. So we're gonna go travel there, see if the vehicle is what it says it is in the ad. Hopefully buy it, got some money, bill of sale ready, dogs are ready. So we're gonna hit the road. Hopefully everything goes right.
Side of the glass building, skyscraper.
Alright, I've already cleaned a little bit of it off, but I wanted to get this on video first. So this side, it's kind of cleaned. This is what it did look like. It's all gummed up. This side I've already kind of wiped. It's already kind of reflected. It's pitted, but should be fine. I just sprayed some purple power on it. Just gonna wipe it a little bit. Try to get some of this to break off and then pressure wash it. Later on, I just want to do a little something before going to bed tonight. So see, it's just got a bunch of gunk set up on it. It's already coming out a little bit better. We'll work on that more maybe this weekend. Just wanted to get a little something on there. Got the car unloaded. Headlights don't work. Taillights do work. All the windows are there. These back windows I gotta get some cranks for. So that's probably what I'm gonna run and do. I'm gonna go buy some cranks real quick. Buy some other stuff. Power steering leaks. The carburetor needs some work. I'll probably just throw a new carb on there. Fuel tank is the original or an old one. So I'll probably go ahead and replace it too. The guy said he worked on the brakes and everything, but I'm just gonna go over everything and make sure 100% that I've had my hands on it. I think the fuel gauge works. Not entirely sure. The temperature gauge doesn't work. Seems like the thermostat may be either stuck open or something, because the radiator is extremely hot just after a few minutes of running. So that'll be something we take care of. But we'll run to the parts store real quick and I'll get some stuff for it. Work on it this weekend, put out a video for it. I may go ahead and throw these handles on and everything. Maybe clean out the inside or something. Just to end this video off. Be definitely giving it a bath on the weekend. But overall, this thing's in really good shape. There's not any major dents. Everything's pretty much surface rust. The hood's jank, but I can get a new hood, probably, more than likely. Instead of worrying about fixing this one, just get a new one. Alright, it's the next day from the last clip that y'all had seen. and get the pressure washer out. I just got off work. We're gonna set the camera up, clean this thing up. I had mentioned in the last clip about getting these back windows up. I found at AutoZone. I think it's the right one. It's just a little generic handle for the windows, but it caught on the splines enough to be able to roll it up, so that's good enough for now. Eventually I'll get some new ones ordered. But I'm gonna fire this thing up, set the camera up, try to wash this thing off, get some of this crap off. It's been built up. See how good the car actually looks. I can't tell how much of this is gonna come off, but it looks tree sap or something where it's been sitting. So we'll clean that up real quick. I don't know how well it's picking up in the position I have it over there. But as I'm washing this thing, more of this really pretty blue is starting to show through. And over here, you can tell where they painted over the blue for whatever reason. And like down here, you can see it peeking through. So, at risk of messing it up, I'm gonna try to put a higher nozzle on here and bring out some of this blue that's under all these layers of paint. See what all can come out blue like this, because it's a very pretty blue. I don't know if the car was originally blue or not, but like back here, this is really pretty blue. On the inside of the trunk lid is. And then you got this spot that's like a pink. So I don't know what color this car originally was, but some of that black's coming off and it's showing that blue under it. So I'm curious as to what people have done with this car, but I'm gonna put a higher pressure nozzle on it and just try it out. Worst comes to worst, I end up primering the whole car, but if I can get that blue to come out, that'd be a lot better looking. Car came out pretty well. This fender came out really blue. Hood's got a good bit of blue on it. Right here's got some blue. This white's kind of like coming off. You can kind of see it. Black is doing the same thing over here. I couldn't get any more of this blue to come out. It just makes the marks in it like that. Back bumper cleaned up. This cleaned up real good. Need this side. Started to pull some of this white off. What I'm doing now. So I noticed after about 10 minutes of running it yesterday, the radiator was really hot. So we're gonna be flushing it. They disconnected the heater hoses and just jumpered it over across. So we'll take one end of it loose. We'll stick a water hose in here, let the motor run, get all this crap out of here. Waiting on my grandpa to get here. He's gonna assist me with doing this radiator and everything. We're gonna tinker on it a bit. No, I probably shouldn't do it, but I really want to do it because I find this black to be just straight up ugly. I think I'm gonna sand on it a little bit, at least like these spots. Try to get some of that out of it before it starts pitting and falling through and everything. I got a can of gray primer on the shelf over there, so we'll see what this thing does to it. I think it's got some unknown grit here. Let's see, I should say on it. Some 220. We'll do 220 on our orbital sander. See what happens. We'll start right here. Gotta get some of that out. We took out that spot. It's pretty smooth. Might go ahead and do the whole trunk and just primer it over. Get rid of that rust. We're gonna work on the water pump. My papa just got here, so, or not the water pump, but flushing the radiator and everything. So we're gonna get everything situated, hooked up, and I'll get a video of what comes out. We got the hose stuck down in here. That one hose ran down there. Papa came up with a spark plug and a hose to block off that other port. I didn't get to catch what came out, but we've got clear coming out now to help it some. Here in a minute we'll get it running and clear out what's in the engine.
I couldn't turn loose on nothing. It was started coming out red.
Yeah. You see here, we got some dirt coming out.
Alright.
We'll do that a little bit more, see what happens.
I tell you what.
It's clearing up a good bit there.
Okay.
So.
Alright, turn the water off.
Well, we was gonna run some water through the system, let it running with everything closed off. My fuel has stopped picking up, and as you can see, the fuel, oops, orange. The guy told me he cleaned the tank and instead of replacing it, and they put a mechanical pump up here and an electric pump in the back. The electric pump sounds like it's working. It's got at least 3.5 gallons in it, so it should be picking it up. So we're gonna take it loose off the mechanical and run it up, connect it to the filter going straight to the carburetor, and just run it off the electric one in the back and see if this thing's clogged up or what. Took it loose down here. I don't think you can see it, but right here where my finger is the fuel line that runs to the back. And that electric pump back there is not pumping nothing up here. So we think that the electric pump's bad, but I'm not going to put a new electric pump on here just to pump shitty gas through everything again. So we'll give up on that for now. We'll go back to sanding this and get a coat of primer on it. Just something to cover it and make it one color and get it to not have this surface rust. Alright, my light source ain't all that great, but just sand on this some. I'm just gonna do some YouTube magic and pick y'all back up when this is done. But y'all get the idea. I'm just gonna go through, take all those rust spots out, do a once over, get everything kind of smooth and even. We'll work it a little bit and then throw some primer on it eventually. Alright, after inhaling probably way too much cancer-causing chemical, more than likely, I have this sanded the first bit, and basically all I've done is kind of run my hand along and make sure it all feels even, and all these metal spots, that's just where all the surface rust was. I don't recommend taking the whole thing back to bare metal, but if there's surface rust where it starts to cause pitting and stuff like that, you want to try to get all of that out that you can, or otherwise you're just pissing in the wind doing this, because it's eventually gonna rust again, start to pop back out the same way it was. So I recommend taking all that out that you can. The rest of it, that's good. Just try to make sure it's all smooth, all the grimes off of it, everything. And then go to a different sandpaper, go over it again, and try to get it all as smooth as possible. And then you just shoot it with some primer. And the good thing about primer is most of the time, this is what I use. It's just a big old bottle of primer. It dries fast. You shoot your primer on there. You have any spots you don't like, you can go back, sand that spot, work it again and everything, and just kind of go over everything till you get it how you like it. This is not, or for me, I'm not trying to get this ready for paint. I'm just getting the rust out. This is just rust prevention. and it was 4 different colors. So I'll just have it all one color. Although I've got most of the rust knocked down, it shouldn't spread. I'll put a couple coats of coverage on it, and that should keep this in good shape. Alright, ran over it with some 220 initially, and I went over it with some 320, which is all I care to do. So I'll go ahead and clean this surface, get ready to throw some primer on it. First coat's on, it's all one color now. It's not perfect. There's some spots like right here where I should have sanded a little bit more, but don't really matter. If you're ever gonna actually have the car painted, you need to take more time than what I did. For me, this is just because the car is so many different colors and there's so much surface rust I'd like to get rid of. This is just gonna make everything one color, get rid of the surface rust. When I brought this out to cover my back window, I didn't think about it. My dogs shed like crazy. So when I threw this on here, I didn't wipe the hood down afterwards, or the trunk lid, rather. So there's like, here and there'll be a couple dog hairs in it. So I'll just wait for everything to dry. I'll kind of wipe everything down again, go over it with a few more coats and everything. But it's about dark. I need to eat dinner. I'll let this dry. I'll check on it after dinner. I may add another coat tonight. I may just wait till tomorrow. We're gonna try to pick up some parts. We're gonna replace that fuel tank, replace all the lines all the way up to the front, just to make sure. And I may do an electric one still, or I may just do it off the mechanical. Not entirely sure. We'll see how much everything is. We'll go ahead and make, from where I picked it up to all the work I've done up to now, which really hasn't been much, but we'll make that into one video. I'll do a video soon of trying to clean all this interior. These are the original seats, and the only problem on any of them is right here. I don't know if it's the original upholstery, but I know the seats match the color scheme of what I'm thinking the car was, which was a dark blue with white accents and then blue seats. So we're gonna try and get this thing cleaned up on a budget. I've not got the money to restore it. I don't plan to restore it, but I do plan to get it set up right, get all the rust knocked down, get everything running good. Eventually I may end up getting it painted. I may try my hand at painting it myself, or I may just primer the whole thing and call it a day, and then maybe put a wrap on it. I'm not entirely sure, but unless I paint that again after dinner, this is going to be the ending clip, and the next video will be hopefully throwing all this together. Depends on when parts come in, or it may be cleaning the interior and kind of just looking at everything. But the gas tank should come out real easy because there's not an actual floor there. The bottom there is actually the top of the gas tank. So I'll either pick y'all up after dinner, or I'll see you in the next video. I don't know how well it's going to pick up on camera. Okay, you can see it. So I did one thin layer, so you kind of got this design to it. Over here I did a bit of a thicker layer. Can't see nothing. Go back over everything with a little bit of a heavier coat now that it's got something to stick to. And now that all the bugs are here, so we can get all bugs like this guy who's gonna walk in the paint and get stuck in it and make it look like shit. But we're gonna spray it anyway, because, like I said, don't matter. It's more or less getting the car to be one color and no surface rust. Doesn't matter if it's perfect. If I ever go to get it actually painted, it'll be completely resanded and prepped correctly. This is just preventative measures, because having that everywhere, I prefer to have this over that. Even if this is all shitty and runny and everything, it's going to be better than having that. Because eventually that turns into holes. Like down here. Alright, I slapped another coat on there. Let it dry. Tomorrow I'll do basically this edge here. Whenever I can open the trunk, load it up a bit. Let that dry. We'll see how it turns out. And if I feel like it, I may go over it with like a real fine grit, kind of smooth it. May do a couple more coats. I don't know. The future will tell. But I'm in the video there. That at least looks better than what it was. Because it was kind of like a blackish blue, and then rust, and then brown, and then pink, and then brown on that side. So at least now it's all just gray. So, and after I pressure wash it, all the black paint looks like that now. So now I've got all these marks, and then over here I've got all this blue showing. Then you got white here, and then red here, and then the hood's 10 different colors. So I'm just gonna try to get it kind of a little more appeasing or appealing, whichever correct word, and that'll make the project seem like I'm actually getting progress on it, and that'll keep me motivated to, knock it out and do as much as I can. But we'll pick back up tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some parts coming in. See you all in the next video.